What's up, good people? I am Gaston Mapala. Welcome right here at Maths with Gaston. Let's have a look at question 8, November 2020. It was a function question right here. It's a parabola right here standing on its own. They've given us x-intercept and y-intercept, and then they've got question from 8.1 up until 8.3. I am Gaston Mapala. Let's go ahead and deal with this question. But before we go there, I've got a surprise at the end of this video. Please make sure that you stay tuned until the end, and then I will also send a shout out to my viewers. I really appreciate your support, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching these videos. It really means a lot to me. It means that I'm touching lives out there. I'm changing somebody's life, changing somebody's perspective when it comes to mathematics. So let's go ahead and deal with the question 8.1. All right, so here we go. 8.1, it says determine the value of m, n, and k. Okay, so m, n, and k, it is the derivative of our function here. Okay, so now it means what we need to do here, it's either we take the derivative and then solve it, or we can just use the x-intercept as they are already given and use one of the points to be able to find m. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do here. Wait, okay, let me rather okay, great stuff. Let me write here 8.1. So now what we're given is the first derivative, so we can come here and say, okay, first derivative, it's equal to x, no, rather it's equals to as it is given there, it's equals to mx squared plus nx plus k. Okay, therefore this we can also write it in the form of m, which is rather our a value. If you haven't watched a function video on how to deal with this, please make sure that you watch that video so that you don't get lost here. So we can also found it in terms of this. Okay, x plus the value of the x-intercept, which is this one here. When we put it back into the equation, it changes the formula, x therefore minus y. Okay, guys, you do remember this. I know you know it very well. Y is equals to, or f of x is equals to a, which is equals to x minus the x-intercept into x minus x2. Guys, you know this formula. You know this formula very well, of how to find the equation of a parabola if you're given the x-intercept. All right, so great stuff. So now that we have this, let's come here. We are given point. Now let's choose any point. Let's rather choose r. Okay, point r is 0 is to 1. So therefore this is the x-intercept. This is our x-inter. We get it when x is equals to 0. So therefore when you put x is equals to 0 in this case, this is what we're going to have. Y will be 1 is equals to m, x will be 0 plus 1 over 3, x will be 0 minus 1, close bracket. Therefore we need to multiply this out. You're going to have negative 1 over 3. So it's 1 is equals to negative 1 over 3 m. Multiply both sides by 3, multiply both sides by 3. 3 and 3 would cancel out. Okay, rather negative 3, yeah, let's multiply by negative 3 so that we left with the positive m. This side is going to give us negative 3. So that's how we'd get the value of m. Therefore what did they say? The question was to find m, n, and k. All right, therefore what we do, we found m, so we already got what is the value of m now. So what we can do is to substitute into our equation there. Okay, let's come here. Our equation was f of x is equals to minus m into brackets 1 over 3 brackets 1 minus 3. Okay, so we can multiply out here and remove the bracket so that we found the value of n and k. All right, since n is a coefficient of x and then k is a constant, right? All right, therefore, let's go ahead and remove the bracket. Minus 3 x squared. Then you are going to have minus 1 plus 1 over 3, which is going to give us minus 2 over 3x negative 1 over 3. Okay, therefore you need to multiply throughout by 3. If you multiply throughout by 3, therefore you should get this function is going to be minus 3 x squared x squared rather. I hope you guys can see positive 2x and therefore minus 1. Therefore we can come here and say, therefore from our equation we can safely say n is equals to 2, k is equals to negative 1. Is it? Yes, it's equal to negative 1. Great stuff. So, and that's how you would deal with a question like this one. So let's go ahead and deal with 8.2. 8.2 said determine the coordinates of the turning point f if it is further given that g of x is given by that formula there. Okay, so we know that when we get the coordinates of the turning point, we get them when the derivative is equal to 0. Okay, so let's go ahead find the derivative of our given function. F of x is equal to minus x cubed plus x squared plus x plus 2. Then we find the derivative is going to be drop the 3 minus 3, then you minus 1 from the top, you're left with 2. Drop the 2, then minus 1 from the top, you are left with 1. Therefore here is just going to be x, drop the 1, and then x to the power of 0, you are left with 1. This should be equal to 0. Therefore you should be able to calculate the value of x. Okay, so if we were to say, okay, let's multiply throughout by negative, we are going to have negative 2, negative 1. Factorize this. Not even gonna say factorize it. How, guys? I mean, you are in grade 12 now. By now you should be able to do this, but I know sometimes, guys, these things, they always find ways to get around us. 1 over 3 or x is equals to 1. Okay, so with that you can go ahead and substitute into our formula. Okay, I need more space here. Okay, I'm just gonna jump, guys, and come and write this side. Okay, maybe I should use a different color so that you guys are able to follow as well what I'm doing. I'm just gonna take these things, I'm gonna write them this side. I have run out of space there. Okay, if you come to the original equation that is given, which is this one here, that original equation, you say f of x when x is equal to 1 over 3, what is y? And then when x is equal to 1, what is y? Remember, this one now is a cubic function, guys, so you're all gonna have two turning points. Okay, so don't be surprised. Therefore, when x is equal to 1 over 3, you have put that in my calculators, giving me something like this. Please double check my mathematics, guys. When you do videos, doesn't necessarily mean that you must always get everything right. I mean, these question papers, or the only thing I do is to prepare for the videos, but I prefer doing it live and solving the questions while recording, so that it's much genuine, it's easy for you guys to follow. Then if I do it prior, then I might skip some steps. All right, okay, so great stuff. And then when I substitute 1, my calculator is giving me, it's giving me it's equals to 3. Okay, so the two turning points would be x 1 over 3. Remember, they said they want coordinates, guys. 4, 9 all over 27, all over 27. And then the other one was going to be x is equals to 1, then just gonna be 3. And that is our turning point for the cubic function as required by the question right there. All right, so as it is now, and then 8.22, they are requiring us to draw the graph. Okay, let's move to the next page where there's space now. So we are dealing with 8.2.2. that requires us to draw this graph. Okay, so we pretty much have calculated everything there is that is required. The only thing that we've been calculated is the x-intercept. Okay, so let's come here, x-inter. We get it when f of x, which is y, is equals to 0. Okay, so therefore, if we come here and say 0, what is our equation? Cube plus x squared plus x plus 2. Okay, so you can check the roots. I have randomly checked on my calculator. I have seen that x minus 2 is our root. I have really shown you guys how to solve x cube equations. If you don't know how to do that, please make sure that you view a video on this one. Okay, so now this one here has no roots. It's going to be very difficult for us to factorize that. Therefore, we're only left with one root, which is x is equals to 2. Okay, so now we need to draw this function. Let's go ahead and throw it out. Okay, I'm gonna try to put a Cartesian plane there. Hopefully there's enough space here. Let me see. Okay, let me rather move it down a bit so that there's enough space here for us to draw. There you go. Looks much better, this one. Okay, there you go. All right, now the ruler challenge comes in. Okay, only 2 is our intercept. Let me do this because I would want this to be more visible. 2 is our x-intercept. The first turning point that we have got, it was 1 is to 3. Okay, let's say this is 3y there, 1 is here, x, so this will be 1 is to 3. That's our first turning point, and therefore our y-intercept would be 2. That's our 2 there. Okay, there it is there. There's our y-intercept is 2. Okay, and then also another turning point was a quarter, negative 1 over 3. Negative 1 over 3 is to 49 all over 27. So I'm just gonna put it here, guys, and that's how you draw this function. Now let's draw it. Here we go. That is how you would draw. Oh, you okay, I lost my pen there. There you go. And that's how you draw a function like this one, with showing everything, all the workings and everything there is to show. If you've got a question on this one, please make sure that you drop a comment or the comment section below. I'll try my best and to assist you, or maybe you can request for a one-on-one. Check everything on my bio, details that you need to reach out to me. All right, good stuff. Now let's move on to 8.3. 8.3, it says you've got points E and W are 2 variable points on F. Okay, very, very critical, né? On the gradient, and are on the same horizontal line. Okay, so H is a tangent to E, and then G is a tangent to W, and then the G and H, they intersect at this point, which is D. So now they said write down the value of A, and then 8.3.1, they say write down the value of A, and then 8.3.2, they said determine the values of B for which H and G will no longer be tangent. All right, great stuff. Okay, let's come here, because now we know that they are referring to, immediately when you hear a tangent on cubic function, guys, just know it's point of inflation. That's where the tangent is normally touching on these graphs. Okay, so now let's go ahead. This is what we were given on the previous page. Plus x squared plus x plus 2. So now they are referring to the first derivative, because they are speaking of the tangents and the gradient. So the first derivative, drop the 3, x cubed, drop the 2 minus 1, and therefore here just going to be 1. Therefore second derivative, we already know this, guys. If you practice, you shouldn't be lost here, plus 2. Therefore we know that this is happening, the tangent is happening at a point of inflation, which is exactly where we are, point of inflation. Okay, therefore, if that is equal to 0, in order for us to find x, this is what we're gonna do: divide everything by minus 6. Minus 6. Therefore, our x value should give us 1 over 3. Okay, great stuff. Okay, so now we should be able to, therefore, this 1 over 3 should be the point where our graphs are touching. So therefore, this is equals to A, which is exactly at the point of inflation, which is what they are asking us to calculate. All right. Okay. So now let's come here, and we need to deal with 8.3.2, which is our last question. For this question, determine the values of B for which H and G will no longer be a tangent. Okay. So now B is a what? It's referring to a y value. Okay. So now what do you get? You already have the point of inflection where these graphs are touching. So now these straight lines are touching rather, which is a tangent. So now what they're asking you is a y value. So now if you've got the x value, so you can just go ahead and find the y value. Okay, so x, when it's 1 over 3 into our original equation, we're going to say minus 1 over 3 cubed plus 1 over 3 squared plus 1 over 3 plus 2. Okay, and that's how you would deal with this one. Therefore, let's go ahead and put this in our calculator. What is the calculator saying? The calculator is saying that let me see, it's giving me some 4 over 3. Okay, so therefore, if you know this very well, anything that is below, remember this is B, this is equals to B. Okay, so anything that is below that, 4 over 3. Okay, therefore we will no longer have a tangent on this function. I am Gaston Maphala. It has been a pleasure being with you throughout, assisting you with mathematics. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. We'll continue to dish out more content. See you on the next upload, where we'll be doing question 9, question 8, question 10, until we finish all these 3 papers. Make sure that you guys do well and go and get those distinctions. See you on the next upload.